up, world? Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Cartoons in beautiful Brooklyn, PNC Radio.fm. PNC's weekly rundown of all the week's ratchetness. We got a great show lined up. We got the homeboy John.
Finally famous in the building. Appreciate the Kid Potential having me in studio.
Anytime, yo. Anytime. Mi casa es su casa, as they say, yo. Get into the music. That's right. The most important thing.
Exactly.
The project. Talk to me about it. The upcoming one.
So Opus One is looking like May, and the biggest thing that I learned in making the project, is that you just gotta the most important thing is to finish your shit first, and then worry about the features.
Yeah.
Features been killing me, getting everything together, title not in. But it's just like you have your whole life. I don't look at it as a mixtape. I look at it as an album. Like you have your whole life to make your first project. And for me, this was a collection of my time between 18 and 21. And so I just put it together. It's very I was in a super serious relationship from that point in time. Had a lot of fun. I traveled with Sean a few places. Plus the shit we just a lot of debauchery, a lot of foolishness. So it's just
debauchery. I can imagine. I can imagine running with Sean. There's gonna be a lot of debauchery and foolishness.
It's just a lot.
If you listen to your lyrics, real quick, sorry to interrupt you. Listen to your lyrics. You seem to be very fond of the ladies and having a good time with the ladies. Loving Boy record sticks out. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to some of your records. I listened with my girl because I always like to listen to see what my girl and other girls think about other rappers because I'm kind of too involved in the circle.
Right.
And she was just like, yeah, he seems to really like girls a lot. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I tried to explain to her, you gotta rap what you know. I prefer my rappers to rap about that rather than rapping about drugs and killing people and shit that they're not used to.
Right.
Give me a little bit of insight into your, writing process, creative process, some of your influences.
So I started rapping when I was 12, 13. Me and Aaron started rapping. So I started out in a group, right, with my cousin. And I felt like because I started rapping after him. So I always felt like I had something to prove. So it was I would just write. And so then, when I started running with Finally Famous, around 16, my homie Jay John, who produced Loverboy, he was like, man, you still write raps? And I was like, what do you mean? Of course I write raps.
Yeah, what's that mean?
I was like, man, you still write raps? I was like, yeah. He's like, man, if that shit is sweet, you're not gonna forget that shit. Why the fuck? He's like, man, I don't write shit down, period. So then I was like, man, I just can't do it. I be writing my shit on my phone, I write it on paper. Yeah. So then I'm driving back from his crib and I just started rapping. Rappers, you rap, I had shit in my head. So then I tried it out. There was some shit I forgot, but I didn't forget the shit that was really dope. I didn't forget it. And so then from there I was like, man, maybe I don't need to write these shits down. So then from there I just I try to write. I try to be in the studio as much as possible to come up with it, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. But I can hold it in my head, so now I just don't even.
What are some of the emotions and what are some of the themes that we can expect on Opus One?
Loverboy, I feel like is that okay? This nigga's clearly talking about a relationship.
Yeah.
Clearly, but it's not. It's literally from a man's perspective, yeah, I love you, but these girls like me. I'm 18, I'm 19. What you want me to do? What you expect me to do? I never experienced it before. When I got to college, AUC, the AUC is crazy. Especially I was throwing parties. We did Finally Famous South. That's when we were that's around volume 2. So I'm busting my ass, trying to make sure niggas know, dog, this is my nigga Sean. You need to know. So we started Finally Famous South. I got together with some of my friends from DC. We put this collective together and we just started throwing house parties and just banging them out. And when I say we were just those niggas on campus, it was man, I had a girl and I love the fuck out of my girl, but I just never. Detroit, it was the same way, but I was the young boy of the crew. Yeah. So girls was looking at Sean, looking at Tony, looking at A-Dub. They not really fucking with me. So when I get down there, it's Finally Famous and I'm the man of this Finally Famous. What the fuck? I'm going nuts. I'm going nuts. So
who wouldn't want to take advantage of that?
And so that was my thing. That was I just want to try to, as much as possible, I want to try to put the male perspective on a relationship. Because we never really had that. We had niggas who are players and they cheating on girls, but they not really tapping into their emotions.
They're not giving you the raw emotion of
exactly.
that. Exactly. So it's safe to say that you appreciate what Drake brought to the table, but
absolutely.
You want to give a more honest reflection on how that shit goes down. You don't want to give the emo kind of like, who would have thought that the world
man. Jimmy say I got a bathtub full of something you can soak in.
I got bath water that you can soak in. Like,
you know what I mean?
I got this record, Rich Glorious. You want an intro or you want to talk about it?
Alright, so like,
hold on real quick before you interrupt. This is the record, I believe it's the record that you shot the video for.
And
you
shot it.
Yeah, I saw Boston Cherry in that joint. Shout out Boston Cherry in that joint. You had a big sombrero in there. What was you like? You seemed like you was like in a hotel in like New Mexico or Vegas, New Mexico or something like that.
Crib. I was at the crib.
You shot that in the crib?
I shot at the crib.
You got a nice crib. Yo. Like a hotel, yo.
So my whole thing is like, people always perceive me as like super serious. Like I'm very about my business, so I am very serious. But if you're not my man, or you're not like, we don't kick it like that, you're not gonna see like my playful side like that, or like, you know, funny. So that whole shit was just to kind of like take the edge off of the song, because the song is kind of like what I'm talking about. The content is rather serious.
Yeah.
But the video, I wanted to present it in a way to take the edge off, right?
Yeah, that's what the sombrero was for.
Yeah, that was what the sombrero was for. Like all like me laughing at the shop with my homie Jay John. Like that was all just to take a little bit of the edge off. And the title comes from like I'm not gonna be the guy shouting niggas out a million times on a song like, oh, this is my nigga, shout out to my nigga such and such. But so the title just came from an inside joke that I had with one of my homies from college. So, you know, I try to pay homage to the people that helped me become who I am as much as possible, even if it's not in the most obvious way.
Nah,
I'm persistent with what I'm gifted with.